Good morning, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, founder of Antarctic Press, a small publishing company established in 1985. Also, the creator of such comics as Ninja High School, Warrior Nun, Mighty Tiny, Tomorrow Girl, Marvel Mangaverse, and a host of other comic books. Google it. Look it up. As you can see, I'm back to my old digs. My brief stay in San Antonio was not very productive due to the extremely poor Wi-Fi internet connection. I actually lost several videos while I was down there, so if I didn't appear during those days, now you know why. So, I'm back again. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Yeah, so, I was thinking about the comic industry and things like that, and I'm not sure if you've ever experienced this. I certainly have. Have you ever had someone someone you loved, a friend, maybe family member, acquaintance, somebody that was significant to you, seemed to want to go down a path of self-destruction? No matter what you try to do, they are determined to, make bad choices, make do things that are not healthy, or do things that are not that are detrimental to the well-being of that certain individual. It can be very traumatic. It can be very discouraging. It can be very very sad, basically. That's sometimes how I feel about the comic industry. I'm not trying to equate the comic industry to circumstances like that, but sometimes it feels that way. That the comic industry is like an old friend. You had good times, laughed together, and hanged around, doing stuff that were fun, exciting, things like that. But now it's gotten to the point where, it's on a path of self-destruction. It's antagonistic. It seems to want to involve itself in all kinds of self-drama. It wants to, create rifts. It wants to continue to do habits that are self-destructive, basically. And I sort of miss that old friend that we used to hang around with. The comic industry, as be it as it may, for lack of a better term, the word industry and the word comics seem to be almost oxymoronic. They don't seem to really go together. Art and commerce, they seem to do two different things altogether. Art is supposed to be creative. It's supposed to get us to think, get us to enjoy, get us to see things in a new light. Commerce is business. It's business of making money. But at the same time, it's goods and services. You try to commerce is the exchange of goods and services in exchange for money. When you combine the two, it seems almost like mixing water and oil. It is somehow it seems to work. I don't profess to understand it. Somebody must have thought, what? If I use my talent to create something and I can make some money off of it, then perhaps I can make a living doing what I naturally have, talented at. But that's on an individual basis. When you talk about the industry as a whole, it seems to have lost its way. What is the comic industry in of itself? Is basically the business of doing comics. And what exactly is the business of doing comics? Well, you create a product that is a comic, and you hope to sell it. Simple as that. But it seems somehow the comic industry has lost sight of that. At least the American comic industry. I can't say the same for manga, but manga is a whole different story. Really, it is. Manga is not created in the United States. It's created overseas. It's a foreign import. It's like, buying a Toyota or a Nissan or a Volkswagen or whatever, and not buying American like Ford or Chevy or, I mean, honestly, other than Ford, I don't even know how many car industries are left. American car industries, and how many of them are actually still made in the USA. I'm afraid we're heading down that path in the arts. That the American comic industry has gotten down to such a point that we're willing to look to foreign friends, to people outside our country for entertainment. How sad is that? I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing. It's good to have a little influx, a little mix it up. Immigration is a good thing if it's done legally. We don't want to just let anybody in our front door, right? We want to make sure that guy is on the level. That he's not going to try to do us harm. Not going to try to create trouble, because the last thing we want is more trouble. Life is complicated as it is without adding more to it. But I digress. It just seems like, to me, the comic industry somehow has lost its way. That it no longer cares about, its core constituency. No longer cares to hang around me, hang around us, want to, be a good, be something that we enjoy being with. It's become increasingly more antagonistic, more confrontational. What's the point of that? The whole idea to have comics is to have fun. Comics are supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time with comics. Comics are supposed to be there for us to enjoy. And when we have to look for new friends, manga, other comics from other countries, we begin to realize, there's something wrong with my old friend. I want to try to save him. I want to try to rehabilitate him, make sure that, he's healthy and strong, that he can stand up on his own, be fun to hang around with again. It can be a little discouraging, especially for me, because, I've been collecting and reading comics for the nearly better part of my life, or maybe the last 50 years or so, and a lot has changed, but essentially comics should remain, entertainment. It needs to be fun. It needs to be fun again. Let's make comics fun again. I think that's something that we should really strive to work toward. Try to bring back the American comic book industry. No, I'm not saying that manga doesn't have a place. It does. I love manga. Don't get me wrong. I was one of the very early advocates of manga here in the United States. When I first discovered it back in the 70s, manga was virtually unknown outside small groups. A very small fan base, because there just wasn't a lot available. But the ones who were familiar with manga, we loved it. We wanted to promote it. It was hard going at first, but eventually we did it. Now I think we've created a monster. Something that's going to overwhelm the American comic industry. Will it? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I think American comics still has a very strong foothold here and can recover, and easily recover because we have very talented people out there, especially in the indie comic scene. I meet, but the trouble is one creator, is it's hard for one creator to turn the tide, basically. We at Antarctic Press, we try to promote creators, who are up and coming, just starting out. I mean, there's, really no point in, we would love to have creators who are established want to do stuff for us. We would love that. We would not turn our nose away from that. But we find that essentially our role is to help, get new creators off the ground. Get their stuff out there, get exposure. I think that's something that we're trying to do, in order to maintain and grow, and to expand the American comic industry. There was one time that the American comic industry dominated the world. It is the quintessential popular art form. We invented comics. That is our art form. And we just let it slip away. We neglected it. We let it fall down a path of darkness. But there is a chance of recovery. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I think that as a creative community, we can rise like a phoenix and reinvigorate the comic book industry. Oh, yeah, it's going to be hardcore. I'm not one who has the answers. I don't know what the answer is, But I think that if we create a great product, people will come to read it. That's really as simple as that. Anyway, it's food for thought. Leave you a little few things to ponder. My personal philosophy is, do what you will, harm no one. Until next time, this has been done signing off.